All right, happy Wednesday night. We've got Chris from Last Two joining us tonight. How you doing?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Right.
So how's it going, man? How you guys doing?
Great, man. I was just really getting into that opening jam you guys just cranked up, man. Holy shit.
It's
It's
good
a
shit.
they're a fantastic band called Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid out of Little Rock, Arkansas. So go look them up if you haven't, because they are amazing.
Oh, absolutely. I got my earbuds in and you guys started with the show and I'm like just ripping it up over here. I was like, holy shit, man.
Oh yeah, we gonna come out with a bang, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man.
Absolutely.
So what's happening on this Wednesday night with everyone?
Nothing much.
A
Just
damn thing.
hanging out.
Thirsty Wednesdays.
That's right.
This is exactly what we do. So I'm gonna go ahead and let Meg kick this off tonight.
Oh man, I'm in trouble right out of the gate.
Yep. It's not that bad. It's actually a good question.
Okay.
What are y'all looking forward to the most for the rest of 2025? What have y'all got coming down?
Well, our biggest thing, we have one last show coming up August 23rd with our good friends over at Devil in Disguise. They're having their EP release party in Baltimore. And so they've invited us to play and we've accepted. We've released these first 4 songs, which you guys are aware of. And we're working on the next 4 songs to complete the full 8-song album. And so basically we go back, we go back into the studio August 29th to resume recording. We've done the drum tracks and we're going to start on the rest of it. So that's what we're looking forward to. We're excited to play this last show with our friends and they're great band and they're going to have a great show and a great party. So we're glad to be part of that. But really, for us to the end of the year, we want to finish recording our first album, which is part 1, Black Hole. There's going to be 5 parts, and the first part is Black Hole. And so we want to get that done. We're hoping to be done by sometime in October, and we're hoping to be able to have our release party sometime in November, if possible. After that, with the holidays, everything, we're not sure. If we run late, we may just hold off till after the holidays and the new year for the release party. Because there's four additional songs, and we'd like to have at least 2 videos done before we actually do the release party. So that's kind of a big time crunch at this point. But in general, we'd like to finish the album. We're excited to do that because we're already working on new material for the next album. We already have, I'd say about half of it is ready to start into pre-production.
Nice.
So we're on an aggressive schedule, but you know how this stuff goes. People have things to do, families, jobs, careers, school, you name it.
Yeah.
And the band is kind of, I hate to say it, but sometimes secondary. But we're hoping to get out of that and finish the album. And we like, for January, February to already be working on the second release. So, yeah. And we're excited because we're going to change up some things. And, there's so many genres out there. It's hard to keep track anymore. But I listen to a lot of music and, you can't help but to get inspired. And so we always say, people say, what genre are you guys, or what kind of metal do you play? And to me, it's like, wow, I don't have any idea how to answer that. So
Well, you know what? That's not the trend anymore. The trend is just to do whatever.
Exactly. So we always just say we're just a metal band, hard rock metal band, whatever you want to call us. We hope you enjoy our shows and the music, but it's we're just trying to get things a little bit more aggressive, let me say, as far as the next batch.
All right.
So we're hoping that we get a little heavier.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. All right, CB, you're up on deck, brother.
Hey, how you doing, CB?
Hey, what's going on? So, on a regular basis, what is a regular routine that you guys do when you guys are in your practice?
Well, I show up about an hour before everybody and fire up all the equipment, all the gear. I drink a few beers, it's rehearsal.
Yeah.
And you got to hydrate the vocals, you understand? And basically, the guys just start rolling in, man, one at a time. And, the drummer shows up. He's got to put his pedals on the kit, and he travels with them. I never understood this, but he travels with his, pedals. And so he sets up, his name is Cade, by the way, Cade Monster. I've promoted him to Cade Machine Gun at this point. CJ, our guitar player, will show up with like 3 guitars on his back because, these days there's a lot of multi-tunings.
Yeah.
So, we've got 2 guitars here and he brings another 3. And so he does his thing. And our bass player, Q, he's pretty much always here anyway because we work together and he's got access to the shop. And he's usually sometimes working on his motorcycle or something. And so he's already kind of half worn out before we even start. Don't think I don't notice this, Q. So, just wanna but yeah, then basically, then they you fire up the instruments, man. You got to take them for a couple of spins first before you get serious. So basically, they start jamming out. I drink more beer, and everybody's happy. You know what I mean? And then then we kill the lights. We put on the sexy 70s vibe lights, and then we start jamming like we're on stage and we're like rehearsing as if you were performing,
Yeah.
So that's a typical day. And then somebody makes a mistake. Usually it's me, I gotta admit. And then the first thing you do is you point the finger at the next guy. He did it, and he starts pointing at the other guy. No, I think it was that guy over there. So, but no, I'm just kidding. But I do want to say this, just to go back to the very beginning of this show. When you do these interviews, you look at them later and you're like, oh, I should have said this, I should have said that. So I really wanted to kind of from the beginning, I should have already done it. I wanted to come right out with it and just say, look, before we say anything, I just want to tell my guys, I love every one of them. I love what we're doing. And they're just incredible people. And I couldn't be blessed with a better rock band. You know what I mean? So I wanted to get that out of the way,
So
Right.
sweet.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
I wanted to send a little love, man.
Hey, you got to do that. You got to include everybody.
Exactly. So that's but to wrap up that question, that's what we want for the rest of the year. We'd love to have an album done, printed. I don't even know what you call it anymore. Is there such a thing as a CD release party anymore? Or it's just a album release? What is going on anymore?
Hey, yeah, nobody really knows. We just fucking wing it and do it.
Exactly. I'm
Yeah.
with that. And we drink more beer while we do it, so I can't really complain,
Exactly. All right, Daff, you're up.
All right, so if you guys could be sponsored by anybody, whether it's music related or not, who would you want?
Oh, wow. You're not going to believe this, right? But I was sitting here before the show, drinking, minding my own business, mind you, drinking a few beers. And, when I'm trying to get into that last 2 mindset, I love to sit here and watch our videos and get inspired. And I got it cranked up and I'm drinking beer. And honestly, I see my guitar player, CJ. I've got a couple Jacksons here. He's got, I think, 2 Jacksons and a Schecter. So we're kind of a Jackson family here. And I was just like literally 45 minutes ago sitting there looking. I said, you know what? I should try to get a sponsorship for him for Jackson,
Hell
And
yeah.
and I just, so to answer your question, we love Jackson to sponsor us. But I want to just throw a disclaimer out there. It's really a self-serving purpose for me because those 2 Jacksons that are here are mine. and I'd like people to stop messing with them and stop detuning them and all kinds of shit. So when I come up here, I could just jam on my guitar, and I only play really guitar just to write ideas, but I like to get down up here, and I'll jam down, and basically, I know my straight E tuning really well. You know what I mean? But when these guys start with their drop C and their drop D and their, B this and that, I'm just like, this is just bullshit, So, Jackson Guitars, please sponsor my guitar player so he'll leave my two Jacksons alone. Thank you, with much love and respect.
Hell
Sounds
yeah.
great. Good.
So I hope that answered the question,
That it did.
Good. So, at what point in your life did you decide that you wanted to play music? Was it a band? Was it a band?
Lord.
Like, what was that one integral point in your life that you're like, I want to play in a fucking rock or metal band, and this is what I want to do?
Well, so that's a really easy question, but it's really a tough question, because if I answer this question, it's going to totally blow me away and blow everybody away. They're going to know my age, man. It's like, tell me you're an old bastard without telling me you're an old bastard, So I guess she's laughing. She's like, wow, this guy's really wild.
No, I like it. You're honest.
I am. I've got no reason not to be. But, so here's the thing. You want the long version? Because this goes back a lot of years, man. All right, so it all started back in high school. I had this guy behind me. He was a good friend, and he was best friends with the kid that lived down my street. Long story short, one day in homeroom, he's whispering in my ear, and he's like, hey, man, do you know the lyrics to this Black Sabbath song? And, of course, I was a big Black Sabbath guy back then. And it's funny we're talking about it. You see my shirt?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Black Sabbath, man. So long live Ozzy.
Yeah.
But so anyway, I gave him the lyrics because I was already a big Sabbath head, and then basically I went to see my first concert ever. And you're gonna laugh, you're gonna freak out, but it was Van Halen Fair Warning tour. And I mean, I'll tell you what, that was David Lee Roth in his prime of Van Halen with David Lee Roth. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
I mean, it was just an amazing show. And basically then my second show was Black Sabbath with Dio on the Mob Rules tour.
Hell yeah.
So I was blown away. And next thing I know, my friend asked me if I wanted to be in the band, if I knew how to sing, and it turns out they were doing covers, and it turned out they did some Priest covers. It was Living After Midnight and Green Malinishi, and so they liked me because I can hit the highs on Green Malinishi, and that's how I got the job. Okay, but we started, I'll never forget this, and I actually been talking about this. It's amazing the questions you guys are asking me, because these are like, and we have not, let's all tell the audience, we have not sent you any paperwork, no pre-production. We're just meeting for the first time, and everything you guys are asking me right now is something that I've been talking about. But it's just incredible. But I was talking about this just last week because we implemented something in our show, and I'm not sure I want to give it away. But the very first song I ever played in the band was Paranoid. And the set list was Paranoid. We did Ted Nugent, Cat Scratch Fever. Yes, I'm that old, people. And it was AC/DC Sin City. Priest was Living After Midnight, Green Malinishi. Oh, it was two from Rat. It was You're in Love and Lack of Communication. And I think that was it. But the first song I ever played was when my friend asked me, do you want to join the band? And I mean, that just blew me away. And when that when we started into Paranoid, I obviously listened to the songs and learned the lyrics and on all the songs and practiced them on my own. And we got to my first really rehearsal tryout, if you will. And I'll never forget when that guitar kicked in. It was like wow, 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 now. And then when that bass line kicked in, I think I almost shit myself. I'm not kidding. It was just, and it's like, I have that same feeling today. Every time I hear the band start up, it's just an amazing thing. But back to your question, to answer, the short version of it was, when did I feel like I would love to do this? It was David Lee Roth Fair Warning tour with Van Halen. That was like very pivotal for me,
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair
Now
enough.
I didn't know I was going to actually do it, but that was when the fantasy started. You know what I mean?
I understand that. That's how I felt the first time I was watching Beavis and Butthead as a kid. And I seen them play the video for Motorhead for Ace of Spades.
Mhm.
It was my age. And from that moment on, I wanted to be a bass player.
Wow.
And I got made fun of it because everybody's like, nobody gives a fuck about the bass player. Be a guitar, be a drummer, be a vocalist. Well, first off, I can't sing to save myself. I sound like a goddamn fucking cat in heat.
Wow.
Me doing vocals is not my fucking strong point at all. But
Wow.
I gravitated to Lemmy. Like, to me, Lemmy was God. Lemmy's still God. And I want to be a bass player.
Well, you know who gives a shit about the bass player, bro? The drummer, the guitar player, and the singer. We
Yeah.
fucking love you,
Good.
man. Oh, sorry, I used bad language. We
No,
fucking
you
love you,
can
man.
good. You're good.
Okay.
Do
Yeah,
it.
we love the bass player, man. We love the guitar player. We love the drummer. You know who they don't freaking love? The singer, man. They keep calling us prima donnas, man. Ain't no prima donna, man.
This is true. This is
I,
true.
I carry my own mic case into the gig, man. I mean, what the hell, man?
It's heavy.
Exactly. What more do they want, man? They want blood out of us singers, man.
Exactly. So on that, Meg, you are up.
Oh, Meg is coming around for the third shot at me. Oh, my goodness.
Second. So how did you guys all meet? How did y'all meet and start a
Oh,
band? And
Lord.
what's the story behind that?
Wow. I think we should have a conversation about the questions before we started this show, okay? I mean, I'm going to need another beer for this conversation. No, I'm joking, Meg. It's a really crazy thing. You know, when the universe just lines up, and you're going to love this story. I mean, this is great for a talk show. This is great content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I love the story. I just love it. And some of my other friends in other bands, they're like, this dude is crazy. I am crazy, just so y'all know. So,
Yeah.
so here's the thing, right? I'm older than these guys, and I was coming home from work one morning at like 4 a.m, literally. And back in around 2018, and I had been out of the business for a while. And I'm singing along to my tunes, I'm doing my thing. And I kept feeling like, I'm sounding pretty good. I think I still got this. And, and I was like, man, you're hitting notes you couldn't hit like years ago. How is it you're gotten older, but you're getting better? I was like, wow. So I started to get the itch back around 2018. And so I said, okay, I've got beautiful space for rehearsal, great equipment. And I thought, okay, I got to start doing something. And, the ball starts to move, but it's moving slowly at first. And, I was spending a lot of time here in my studio shop thing and just playing and just getting back some chops. And I've always been just singing. So now I've got like a drum loop going. I've got my guitar going, and I'm trying to practice singing and playing at the same time. You don't have to worry. I'm not going to do it live ever.
Same. Ugh.
I know some people make it look easy, but I want to tell everybody out there who doesn't know, it's not easy.
No.
It's one of those things that are either natural to you, and if they're not, then it's really, really difficult. So, but I like to jam anyway. I get my buzz on, and I just like to throw down some riffs and scream and holler and I started, working on stuff and rehearsing and writing material, and that's how a lot of my stuff came about. And so, finally, in 19, I wanted to get a drum set here at the studio because, when you're trying out drummers, it's a pain in the ass. You don't want every guy showing up with his kit,
Right.
especially if you don't like the guy. Then it's like awkward, man. Like, hey, man, you got to get your shit broke down and get out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I bought this kit from a dude out in California, a beautiful kit, DW Collector Series, and it was just the shells. That's it, no hardware. And I was on my way to start putting this space together, ready for bringing in people. And then, of course, in 2020, the COVID virus hit, and that just screwed everything up for 3 years. And, in 2023, I said, you know what? I got to get this show moving. So I put out some ads looking for a drummer because, that's the first guy you need, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like I had enough material already written to where at least I could start jamming with the drummer and we could start doing something musically. And so I got no responses. And I was blown away, like maybe a couple, but they were not very good responses.
Yeah.
And so I needed a drummer. So let me rethink this. So by this point, I put a beautiful rack on the whole thing. Everything's rack mounted. It's beautiful. And I mean, it's gorgeous. I don't know if you can even see it behind me. If you don't mind, right? You don't mind me showing off the drums, do you?
Oh, not at all.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't know how well you could see it, but it's a nice kit.
Yeah.
So I posted a picture of the kit, right? And I said, looking for a monster drummer to play this kit. And oh my God, did the submissions, the responses were overwhelming. So here's where it gets really kind of funny and interesting. So somebody saw the ad, and it was here in the MD, DMV, whatever musicians page on Facebook. Somebody saw the ad and they sent it to this lady. Hi, Kat. And her son, Cade, is the drummer. And so she reached out to me. And the funny story is that Cade started very young when he was like 6 years old. And by the way, our drummer just turned 16, I think, in January. So he's very young. Yeah.
Oh, babe.
Nice.
So if you're listening to our songs, that's a 16-year-old drummer. But here's where it got really funny. Was my ad said looking for a monster to play this kit. Well, Cade has his own YouTube channel called Cade Monster 101.
Wow.
So his mom, Kat, hi again, Kat. She called me up. We exchanged phone numbers. We talked for about 45 minutes to an hour. We just had the greatest conversation. And she thought it was just incredible that I'm looking for a monster drummer and her son is Cade Monster.
Here's your sign.
So you can go to Cade Monster 101 on YouTube and check out his videos. The dude was like 11 years old doing Slipknot. You know what I mean? He does Neil Peart, Megadeth songs. I mean, you name it. He's on there. And so I said, great. So she brought him over. We jammed. By the way, this was in November of 2023. He was 14 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, and so that's how that worked out, okay? And then the story gets even more interesting, as if that wasn't enough. So Cade goes to the Frederick School of Rock, and he plays in like 5-6 different bands. He's into everything: school bands, jazz bands, rock bands. He has his band there with the kids. That's their band called Extermination, and they do stuff like Metallica and a lot of heavy songs and just great kids. So the School of Rock goes up here to this brewery in Frederick on a Sunday, and they get the whole day, and they bring all their bands from the school to play. And basically, we went to support my wife and I went to support and hung out with his mom, Kat. And you've got like 20 bands. They're all from the School of Rock, and you're going through all these bands. And basically, Cade's band played and rocked everybody's ass. All of a sudden, everybody's clapping, hollering, and whistling because they opened with Seek and Destroy from Metallica, right?
Yeah.
To give you an idea of what they were doing. But then after that, there was a band. I don't know the name. I don't care about the name. But they were playing like some really great metal tunes, and we're dead center. It's a small place, small sound system. And they start playing, I kid you not, Megadeth Tornado of Souls. And I looked at my wife and I was like, no, they're not. There's just no way. Because you guys know the solo in that song, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's like 1,000 videos, people trying to replicate, the Tornado of Souls, Marty Friedman solo.
Right.
And I thought, this kid's not going for it. And he was cool as shit. You saw the videos, but when I got him, he had long hair down, like real long black hair, like a classic old rock and roll guy, even though he was only 19, by the way. And so, I just couldn't believe it. He did the solo pretty good. I ain't going to lie. He screwed it up a little in the second part. And when he got off the stage, I went to talk to him because I had the drummer. Now I need a guitar player. And so he was like in a hurry, but I got his attention. And I said, this is what I'm looking for. And he was like, oh, man, this sounds like exactly what I'm trying to do. And I told him, I said, you actually, when I first started talking to him, I said, look, you actually tried. I love that sound, by the way. Nice.
Same here.
Excellent. So, I told him straight out the very first 5 minutes we met, I said, you had the balls and the gumption and the audacity to think that you're good enough to do Marty Friedman's Tornado of Souls solo. And he looked at me with a straight face and he goes, yeah. And I'm like, you got bigger balls than King Kong, buddy. And I thought, he reminded me a lot of my first guitar player ever. The guy looked like Slash, ripping guitar player, one of the best in the region back in the day. And he was all, great performer on stage, and he was balls to the walls, man. He had no shame whatsoever. And this fine young man, CJ, really reminded me of my first guitar player because he had the audacity and the arrogance to be like, yeah, I can play that. And I'm old school, right? And so we have a single guitar player band. I really don't want a dual guitar player band. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I want to feature one guy, showcase him, kind of like a Zakk Wylde kind of thing, right? Ozzy never had two guitar players on stage,
Right.
And just clarification for some of the people in the back, I am not saying I'm Ozzy or that I deserve anything Ozzy ever did or had. I'm just saying that I'm old school and I like a single guitar player band.
Right
And
on.
I've always had that for the most part. But it just blew me away that he, had the audacity to go after a solo like that, And he just turned 20
The audacity of youth.
in February, I think. Sorry if I didn't get that right, CJ. But so I got these young guys. And then the bass player, I put an ad out again on the Facebook page, Maryland musicians, and looking for a bass player. I had a lot of responses. I've got my guy. He's a middle-aged guy. He's not quite a kid. To me, he's still a kid because he's 37. But he's seasoned. He's been in some great bands, recording experience. He's played from Vegas to Atlanta. I loved his videos. I loved his energy on stage. The music they were doing was right up our alley. So, that's how the band started out. So, again, that was the long version. I told you guys before we started this interview, I could do this for 3 days straight with you. Okay,
That's great.
but
Hey, that's what we like.
Bring
Correct.
it on.
But that's how the band started. And, some of my other friends in the other band are like, this fucking guy, he's smart, man. He went to the School of Rock and got some musicians. But I'm not smart enough to do something like that, okay? I didn't actually go there going, hey, maybe I'll check with this School of Rock and see if I can get me some guys. It just worked out that way with Cade Monster and the Monster Kit, and it's just kind of an interesting story, I think,
Absolutely.
No, that is a good story.
So on
Yeah.
I love the questions you guys are asking, though. You know.
Hey, we've been doing this for a long time.
Wow, it's
CB.
just amazing.
You're up on deck, brother.
Yep. Excellent.
All right. So I haven't asked this one in a long time. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
You motherfucker.
Oh Lord,
Yes.
I know this conversation very well.
You realize you're just in the room next to me, asshole.
let me guess.
Fine.
Let me guess. Somebody believes yes, and somebody believes he's a retard or something.
Oh yeah, see, me and this is the one thing that me and CB do because we're roommates.
Right.
So I'm big. I love a good fucking Hawaiian pizza. You give me fucking Canadian bacon, pineapple, and jalapenos, and I'm a happy motherfucker. He doesn't
Lord.
like it because he's a fucking Judas
Oh.
and he doesn't believe in the fucking pineapple.
Wow. I got to say this, right? So I've had pineapple on pizza. I didn't order it that way, just so we're clear. I have boundaries in my life. You know, I have morals and principle. But I did try it. I remember it very vividly. It was the last pie left, man. And I only got a slice of the pepperoni. And everybody's, I think it was at one of my kids' birthday parties when they were younger. And, everybody sucked up all the pizza, like instantly. So I tried it and I thought, it's not terrible. But I honestly, to answer the question, I just don't order my pizza with any damn pineapple. I like my savory,
No.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know which one of you is going to thrash me later, but I'm just saying, pineapple don't belong on fucking pizza, all right? Just stop it. Just stop it, man. What kind of man are you anyway?
I'm a girl, so.
I like my pineapple on my pizza. All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just
Pineapple
messing
on
with you, bro.
pizza is the best way to go.
Listen, you put whatever you want on it. I'm one of those meat lovers kind of guy,
Yeah.
And that's probably why I'm a fat ass, Beer and meat lovers pizza and throw in a steak and cheese just for good measure.
Ooh.
Hey.
I'll be hungry later.
Yeah.
I obviously like my beer. I mean, I got my beer signs up here. My fucking 2 favorite beers I drink the most. We got the neon signs in our bar. But I love my fucking beer. But I also go to the gym and make sure that I can continue to drink beer and still keep my girls.
Yeah. You know what I do? I drive right by the gym. twice a day, man.
Oh, no.
All right.
Gotta stay on that schedule.
And if I could go back to the question from Meg a couple of questions ago, by the way, let me redo this question again. You asked me who would I want to sponsor us. I was very selfless and asked for Jackson Guitars for my guitar player. But as far as me personally and the band, okay, this is who I would love to sponsor us.
No, that's why.
I
Nice.
drink more of this beer than anybody on this planet, and I can prove it. I had up until just recently, I had the original refrigerator that was in our house when we bought the house, my wife and I. And that refrigerator was from 1978.
Wow.
When we renovated the house, that fridge went in the garage. I gutted it. I drilled it. I put a tap in and I put a Stella keg in it. And we were burning through a Stella keg every 3 weeks. No lie. And if you don't know how many beers are in a Stella, it's approximately 165, depending on the size of your glass. As you know, there's 12, 16, and 20 ounce.
Yeah.
Got a bit of beer.
And the fridge died. That's the story. The fridge died.
If you're drinking a Das Boot, you're drinking
What's
a
that?
Das Boot, then it's much more. I think a boot is what, 32, 36 ounces?
Something like that. Yeah.
I think it's either 32 or 36 ounces.
But now I'm back to my drinks. I like bottle better. I'm not going to lie. But cans are easier and cans don't break, So, in fact, I just stocked my fridge up here in our band room. I have this great beer and wine and liquor store right here in Frederick across the street from the shop.
Oh no.
and they've got the best. They got the best prices, and I'm always in there buying their case. They're like about $6 cheaper than in Germantown, Maryland, where I actually live. So I always buy it right there, and it's cold, and it gets right here to the shop in 2 minutes. And I was there one time, and I discovered, well, I was there many times, but at one point, I was looking around to see what else they had, and they had Moosehead beer, Canadian lager.
Mhm.
And, I go long ways back with Moosehead. We go to the beach with friends, and, the fridge was stocked with nothing but Moosehead and playing quarters and bong hits, 7 in the morning
Oh yeah.
before breakfast. And so I found they had Moosehead, and I thought, I haven't seen this in so long. So I grabbed a bunch, and I've been like stocking the fridge with both just for, shits and giggles. So I actually just stocked my fridge with, a case of Stella, and I got a 12-pack of the Moosehead just for good measure,
Oh,
But
I-
Stella would be a great beer, a great sponsor for us.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's how I feel about Coors. I'm a big Coors Light fan.
Love Coors Light. If I drink domestic, it's Coors Light.
It's bad because it's like we got the refrigerator, which is always stocked. I have a mini fridge in my room that's always stocked. And sometimes I've got so much beer, I have to stick it in his mini fridge in his fucking room. So
No. That's the wrong approach. And it tells me you might be selfish, man. When you have that much beer, you invite a friend over, bro.
we always have people.
I'm
Shit,
just messing with you, man.
put it out. Any band that tours, if they come through South Carolina and they want to come hang out at the island, and they want to come chill and go to the beach and hang out and have a place to crash, they are more than welcome to come to our house. I got fucking plenty of beer. I got fucking food. We've got a bar. We're 3 minutes from the fucking beach. It's right across the fucking.
Nice.
Come on, stay.
Nice.
Plenty of places for you to crash.
Well, that's good to know. So we have a show coming up here in Baltimore, August 23rd. It's a Saturday. Well, it just so happens that one of my best clients hates me, and he's always scheduling shit for me when I have a gig coming up. And so I got to be down in Georgia for work on the 21st, which is Thursday. And it's like a walkthrough thing in the morning, and then I'm rolling out of there. And so, you're not that far from me. I'm just saying. Because I told you guys at the beginning of this interview that I am crazy. Because I'll stop by your damn house, man.
Hey, come on.
Do it.
Just
You're
to
more welcome.
drink a beer. Just to drink a beer and be like, hey, what's going on, man?
Come on.
Because I am crazy. I'm just letting you know.
Hey, come on. We're not far from Georgia. Depending
No.
on where in Georgia you're going, we're not
I'm going to Fort Eisenhower. I can't remember where it is in Georgia. I think it's somewhere about within an hour of Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. I believe.
Okay, so we're about 4.5 hours from Atlanta.
Okay. Well, that's nothing for me. I drive a lot. I'll drive over there just to drink a beer and say, hey, nice to meet you guys, man.
Come on down.
Yeah.
You're more
We're gonna take this conversation offline because I'll swing by and say hello, bro. And you know what else? On my way back up to Virginia, I'll stop and say hello to Meg.
There we
No,
go.
it's to me.
Do you
It's to
drink
me.
beer? Do you drink beer?
I got a distillery outside of my house across the road.
Holy shit!
Oh,
Then
yeah.
you're buying shots.
It's fine. We'll just buy the
Hey.
bottle and bring it back over.
All right, so let me change the programming here. So I can't get all blasted Friday because I got to perform Saturday. That means all I got is Thursday. So I'll swing by the boys' place in South Carolina. I'll drink a few beers with them, and then I'll drive up on my way home, stop in on you. You're buying the shots because you got a distillery,
Hell yeah.
and then I will find my way home somehow or another.
Hey, that works. Come on.
That sounds like a
Exactly.
great plan, man. Sounds like a
Yeah.
great
That
plan.
it does.
Bring it. Fucking
Yep.
bring it.
Yeah,
So-
I'm gonna have to get my drinking shirt on. Oh shit.
You guys could do a world tour.
Oh shit.
You could choose any 3 bands to join you in that world tour. who would you choose to go?
All right, so let me understand the question. Do I get only one pick of the three bands, or like is it to be on show with these three bands?
No, so you and 3 other bands are going on a tour together, and you get to choose all 3 of the bands to go with your band.
Wow. That question puts people on the spot, man.
It does.
Wow. Now I see as the interview goes on, now you're starting to reach for the throat a little bit, are you?
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, it's really not that difficult, man. My great friends over in Tube Freaks, they've been around a while. They released a kick-ass album a few years ago that just blows my mind. Actually, the drummer for the band is their producer and recording engineer. And so he did our recordings. He's the drummer for the band. And so, I've gone to like a lot of their shows in support. They're coming out to see us on our show here in Baltimore, the 23rd at Fishhead Cantina with Devil in Disguise and a bunch of other great bands, by the way.
I'll have to send some friends out to meet you because I have a very good band that I am very good friends with out of Baltimore called Decay. And I will
so Decay played at our festival in June.
Okay, I love Dan.
Yeah. Dan is awesome. And I went to Baltimore when they were headlining at Mossberger's. I went to check them out before the show just to say hello and meet in person because we had been communicating via email and, supporting each other with the posts and everything. And so what a great bunch of guys. And I felt bad for Dan at the festival back in June. He was exhausted. I don't remember. I was exhausted at the end of the night. I don't remember what was bothering him. He was having back trouble. Mm-hmm. He was broken, man. And, he put on a great show. The whole band did actually. Was a great show. Decay is a great band. I love their promoting. They work really, really hard at promoting. They know all the technology. Dan's a great guy, and so are the rest of the guys. And like I said, I went to see him at Mossberger's, and they put on a great show. They
are very, very good friends of mine. I've been friends with Dan for quite a while, which actually Decay, one of their new songs is actually going to be, I'm just going to announce it today. One of their songs is going to be our intro music for season 4.
So how long? I'm sorry. How long are your seasons?
53 episodes a season.
And you do how many a week?
3 to 4 a week.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking 15, 17 weeks for a season.
Yeah, roughly. Yeah.
Okay, and then you take some time off?
Mm-hmm.
About a month before we start the next one.
Okay, so the reason I'm asking these very pointed questions is I need to get last 2 on that opening song, bro.
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah.
We're willing to work for that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
We usually fit in about 2-3 seasons every year.
Oh wow, sweet.
We've been going for quite some time. So yeah, Decay will be the opening song.
Yeah, well they're a great band. You can't go wrong with Decay, man. But
they absolutely are.
But I don't know. Back to the question, which 3 bands? That's tough. I know. I love Tube Freaks. I love their music. They're like a groove metal band. You know what I mean? Okay. And just fantastic. If you haven't heard them, go listen to them. Especially their last stuff that they recorded. They did a session. They did 3 songs with, if you're familiar with the Big Time Producer Machine.
Yeah.
So they did their last 3 songs with him. And just incredible, incredible songs. They're on YouTube. I'm sure they're on all the platforms, but you can see their videos. They shoot nice videos. And, we're just very good friends. So we would get along really well because, being on tour, you got to kind of get along. And not that we don't get along with any band, but I don't know. We're closest to them. Devil in Disguise, what can I say? They're a great band. They're polished as shit. They've invited us to play for them, and I'm not saying it's just because, they played our festival, they invited us to play with them. But they really are a really polished band. When I did the advertising for them for our festival, I basically said these guys have it all. Like they'll go from hardcore shit to like really like good like mainstream commercial metal to a little poppy back to slicing your throat. You know what I mean? They just have a little bit for everybody, and the band is just great guys, so you can't go wrong with that. You know, if you want to throw Decay in the mix, I love Decay, and Dan is a great guy, hardworking. You can't ask for more. The guy was like, he probably should have been in a body cast of some sort. He was in a lot of pain, man. and he performed. I gotta say, I thought they performed better than they did at Mossbergers. You know, sometimes when you're hurt, you know, that adrenaline gets in and there's just that little bit of a little extra anger, you know what I mean? When you're in pain. And I don't know what it was, but I felt like they were a little bit better when he was hurt. Just saying, Dan. I'm not saying hurt yourself, man. I'm just saying that they you know, there'd be another great band. One of the great bands that I love out of Pennsylvania, and I hope she hears this, is Eternal Frequency. Have you guys heard them?
Mm-mm.
I think I've heard the name, but I don't think I've heard the music.
Oh my God. You guys check out Eternal Frequency. They're absolutely incredible. Local regional band just right here in Pennsylvania. We were trying to get them on our festival, but they had their drummer was out of the country, etc.
Wow.
But she's the singer, runs the band, and she was very nice, responded very professionally, and we want to do shows with them. I told them we're going to do shows with them. We also love one of my. You guys don't laugh at me for this, all right? And I'm not saying because the band. I'm saying because I got a man crush on this band, all right? And I don't know. It's a bromance, man crush. That's all I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
It is just. Have you guys heard Rise Among Rivals?
I think I've heard the name, but I have not
Wow.
heard any music.
I'm glad we're having this conversation. Dave from Rise Among Rivals. Love you, bro. Sorry I didn't sport your shirt today, man. I'm wearing Black Sabbath, man. But this band, I want to tell you guys, they're not like hardcore metal or anything, right? But do you guys like live? The band live?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you heard him through my sound system, you
I like
probably
him.
love him. But but do you like Daughtry?
My mother does.
Oh, come on, man.
My mother.
Daughtry's-
So me and Meg, we went to, I guess 3 months ago, we went to Welcome to Rockville, and Daughtry played.
Okay.
So we watched Daughtry, and I'm like sitting there like sending my mother like live fucking clips of Daughtry.
Wow.
She's like,
Well,
dying. She loves Daughtry.
But he's writing some really killer music, man. Okay. Well,
What's
where I was going with this is Rise Among Rivals is kind of in between live and Daughtry kind of thing, at least to me. My personal humble opinion. But if you listen to their tunes, they've got some heavy balls out, just you know, they're bottom heavy, like great riffs going on, really like move you, you know. The vocals are incredible. The band is incredible. You guys should go check out. My favorite song is, well, now there's a bunch of them, but Ignite. It's called Ignite from Rise Among Rivals. What a great song. I heard that and I just fell in love with these guys. I did the same thing. I went to support them at a show in Baltimore. I can't remember the venue right this minute. I'm getting old, and you know, we drink some beer, but they're picture perfect live. You know what you see on video, they're picture perfect live. They've got their shit together. If you guys get a chance to see them, they're great. Now here I am supposed to be promoting Last Two, but you asked me a pointed question, and I just wanted to show some love to all the bands I love out there. But now there's another band. Let's not forget this band, right? These guys came out of Knoxville, Tennessee for our festival. They're called Quiescent Mantis. And they are with Extreme Management Group, who books all over the world for these festivals. And
I know who EMG is.
Yep. And these guys, I mean, the first time I've ever seen them, aside from the videos, when I saw the videos, I knew we needed them to play our show. When I saw them live on stage, 3-piece band, holy shit.
Wow.
I mean, if you get a chance to see them live, it's just amazing. The show they put on was just absolutely amazing. So if you want to throw their name in, you asked for 3 bands, but I'm giving you like 5, 6. And if you give me another 10 minutes, I can probably find another 3. Let's not forget one more band called Carbon Stone. I'm paying my respect.
Yeah.
We know who Carbon Stone is.
I'm paying my respect to everybody here, man. We actually we were in conversation with them about headlining our festival. But I felt like the other bands were just a little more heavy, and I felt like we needed something a little heavier for the headliner act, which is why we went with Byzantine. But Carbon Stone, what a fantastic band. They got their shit together. They just played Incarceration. I don't know if you guys saw any of the video clips for it. They did. I caught the video of them doing Du Hast from Rammstein. Holy shit, did they blow that up? You know what I mean?
They are a very, very good band.
Yep.
Very good band.
Yep. So I got to give respect to all these bands. Again, back to one of my very early comments. You see this question about which 3 bands would I want to tour with? I mean, I'm just looking in my backyard, and all these bands, okay, except for Quiescent Mantis, they came from Knoxville. But here's the thing. I lived for 4 years in Knoxville, so it still counts as my backyard.
Hell yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But yeah, if you guys get a chance to check out Quiescent Mantis, holy shit. It's an incredible band.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, Meg, you get
It's Daffy's turn. I think we skipped Daffy.
Oh, did we? Okay,
let's go around the circle, man.
Daffy gets the last question of the night before we get to the music video.
All right.
All right. So I've got to ask, what is that weird combination of food that just hits that you gotta have?
Jesus Christ. Are we really going to fucking do this?
Food? The combination of food? Yeah. Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, that hits just right, especially after the show.
It's
because
really
she's fucking disgusting. She is disgusting.
Oh, come on, man. She's okay. But let me ask, I need context, right? So when you're saying what's the combination of food that really hits? Is it we're talking breakfast, lunch, dinner, 3 o'clock in the morning after drinking all night? What context?
Let's do the drinking one.
Yeah.
The drinking one?
3 o'clock.
Oh, that's easy. Now, depending on what's in the area, if you can find a Denny's, I always go for the moons over Miami sandwich, No. That's the ham, the eggs, whatever.
That's good. You don't understand. This chick right here, this fucking chick eats fucking potted meat and peanut butter on a fucking sandwich.
Yeah.
Don't mock it till you try it, man.
No.
Yeah.
I just want to say this. I keep a lot of cans of stuff. I got canned tuna, canned salmon. I got canned chicken, canned beef, and canned pork. And I love freaking peanut butter. So I'm not going to mock it till I try it, man.
No, absolutely not.
But here's the best combination. Now, if I can find a McDonald's, I always go for the quarter pounder, 6 nuggets, and that's it, right? But the usual, my favorite, and my older brother just freaks out because it's always this. When I'm partying, done for the night, it's a 7-Eleven stop, and here's what you do. You get 2 death dogs. I call them death dogs. You sprinkle some onion, a little chili, a little bit of cheese. I get 2 things of milk. I get a chimichanga, a chicken chimichanga that you microwave right there inside the store. And then I like to get one of those Boston cream Long John donut things, and they're fresh. They're fresh at 3 o'clock in the morning, by the way. And that's my combination. That is
Hell yeah.
ultimate
Yeah.
partiers, like munchies, you know, everything you
Yeah.
want. Yeah.
Are you trying
Now,
to shit?
I have to say, I
He's
have
going
to
to
say
shit
this.
his pants.
I didn't say
You
what
have
it's
to
going to
believe
look
it.
like the next day, bro.
And you ain't going to make it to the next day.
That's
You might
gotta
get
go.
30 minutes.
No, the good thing is you're wasted already. You pass out, you wake up, and then it's business time, man.
God damn, you must have a goddamn stomach of
Of
steel. 'Cause
course.
I'd be fucking goddamn, I'd be a human shit cannon. It'd be done.
Cody, absolutely.
Shit all
You
over
don't
my-
want to even listen. My wife is watching this. She's gonna laugh her ass off because you know how it is with guys. Oh, you spent so much time in the bathroom, but she's gonna be like, "Oh my god, oh my
That's
god, they got you pegged, man."
this is exactly why. So on that, we have ran out of time, boys and girls. But before you go anywhere, please stay put because we are playing a video from last two called "Never Forget." We love you guys. You know what we say. Please be good to each other. Don't drink and drive. And for the love of the gods and goddesses, please wrap your fucking tool. On that, we are out of here. Please make sure to go to last two. Go to all their social media accounts. Hit that fucking follow button. Share. Buy some merch. And if you're in the area, go to a goddamn show. Don't be a pussy. Just fucking go.
Thank you guys for having me, man. Thank you guys.
Pleasure.
Love and respect.